Alright, so we had applied the magenta mask. Let's go to the cyan mask, apply that there, and let's start to play with colors. So essentially, you have to kind of know what mixing different colors does. Mixing red with green will make yellow, uh, red and blue making purple, and those kind of things. So you can spend some time playing around here with red, and you can see how essentially that green that is there, if you add more red, it eliminates that color. But we're trying to make an image which has some dynamic range to it. So we may consider that if we eliminate some of the red, it's going to give us a little bit more of those green colors. And then if we actually expand on these blues, we're going to get more of that blue color. And again, here you can just either increase everything, or as long as you're not clipping too much, if you're clipping into the data there, try not to do that. So just try not to clip so much there. You may widen things there. And then green, you can choose to increase the green, decrease the green. I'm just going to leave the green as is, and then we're going to go ahead and toggle things on and off and on there. So you can see what that is doing there. Maybe back off a little bit on off the red, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the apply button. Okay, now again, this is showing it as if we did that again, but let's go ahead and now play with our green mask. And let's reset that. Another thing that you will notice, or can notice, is that these masks are not just for one direction. You can actually invert the mask. Obviously this is too much, but if you invert the mask, and let's say you wanted to add a little bit more blue to the image, it can be done, or take some of that. So don't limit yourself as a mask being one way. So let's go ahead and again add. This is if we are looking at putting more blue, which is not. The greens are on this image here. We're more interested as far as what I like to see in an image is turning them more from actually green to a yellow or a gold. Um, I'm gonna kind of back off there, and I'm gonna just try to add a red to the actual image. Okay, and then let's see what our yellow here, yellow mask. If we play with the yellow mask, so this here yellow. So if we're adding, we can add as much yellow and then as much red to the yellow. If you take away some of the blue, you add more blue, it goes to there. You take some of that blue away, it goes to that channel, and you can make it look all the way brown, or whatever you may feel that is a good color scheme for you. And you can even do all the channels to line things up or darken things up just a bit. But let's go ahead and reset it there. So again, don't get too carried away or making too drastic of a change. You want to keep things just subtle and not making too much as far as changes go there. All right. Okay. So this is what our image is looking like so far. Um, yeah, if you zoom in there, you can see that the image, we haven't used, other than the chromatic noise reduction, which is the only thing that I use, we haven't done any noise reduction. Our stars look nice and, clean. The background looks nice and smooth. You have a little bit of fine grain to it, but to me, that's a great image. I don't have to be doing a lot of noise reduction or a lot of high contrast to get this image looking better. It's just a matter of picking which color schemes and color tones you like, and then going from there. So if you can also use your hydrogen uh, alpha data, and I'm gonna go ahead and reset that and stretch this one as the hot clone as a mask. Don't just limit yourself to whatever the color masks are. Again, you can use these as well. So yeah, right. So if you have your hydrogen alpha, let's go ahead. Mask is incompatible. Gotcha. All right. So what we will actually need to do is, I can go back in all the steps, but actually these I'll delete this icon there. I'm gonna just go to um, yeah. So let's go to this here back again before we did all these changes real quick first. And then what I'm gonna do is extract. Well, let's even go back before we extract it. You can extract the RGB, which is going to give you the same thing as your your O3, your Ha, and I'm just gonna close the S2 because the main one I'm gonna use is the Ha, so we'll keep that there. But let's go back forward here to the point that we were. All right, so uh, here, if you actually like what your image looks like there, again, go ahead and just apply the screen transfer function to the image, reset that here, close that there, and go ahead and apply it. Alright, now we can go back to using that as a mask. Reset here. Let's go back to SHO and let's see what we can do. Um, if we eliminate some of the greens, get more of that tone. If we go with some of the reds, if we invert the mask, let's see if we invert the mask and remove some of the green, increase some of the blue. Let's go ahead and invert the mask again. So sometimes what you can also do instead of the histogram transformation, you can try with the curves transformation. The curve is a little bit different because the screen transfer, the histogram transformation function equally stretches everything. Here, you're not equally, you're putting in a curve to things. So, uh, you know, these darker values and the higher values are not getting as stretched as much as the mid-tone values. Um, And again, you gotta kind of have to play with these just to find a happy medium there. Um, and you may find yourself that you have to go just back and forth between these masks. So let's say I kind of like that there. I'll just delete this point here. Again, if your dark areas and your magenta areas start looking so let's go and hit the magenta. You can eliminate the reds again. So red, and then just bring that neutral tone back on there. All right. Um, let's go back with our greens. And let's go to the screen transfer function here. If we, let's try to play with this. Red. This makes it more red. And again, what we're trying to do is just kind of get some separation between colors. We don't want to like a bicolor image in a sense where it just looks one and it looks like a blue and a yellow color or blue and gold. I like to see you know just variations in color there. Yeah, let's refresh that there. Let's go back to our red and see if we can. All right, let's apply that there. Let's go back to our cyan. Let's add a little bit more red. All right, let's eliminate some of the blue gives it too much of a green color. Adding some of this. Okay. So I kind of like how that looks. And let's go with our yellows. Let's see if we bump up some of the red. And blue. Alright, let me check my timer here. See, we've been going on. Let me go ahead and stop here and then continue back.